This is looks like about a 13-inch Zenith tube tabletop, probably 70s, early 70s color. Another deep desert buried in the dirt find. Although I think this one was kind of in a half complete structure. It's not in very good shape. It's dirty. Antenna's busted out. I really love these. They're fairly rare these days. They were real easy to just put in the trash can back when they died. So let's get this open and check the CRT. I hope it's good. I'd really like to revive this. This would be a set I would actually probably put into some kind of service. Well, not that you could identify what they are, but it does have some bulbs, some tubey vacuum bulbies, and it's also got a mouse nest in it. And the interesting thing about this is the only access into this thing was those two holes where the antennas were missing. So, do I dare disturb this, or should we allow a thing of beauty like this to perish? So, solid state IF, horizontal output damper. There's the triple triode little 6U10, I think it is. That is a focus resistor, I believe. I wonder if this uses a tripler instead of... No, it doesn't. It uses a high voltage, old school 14 DC 15. 14 tubes, 15-inch set, or 15 tube 14-inch set. Let's check the CRT. Somebody had made a comment that I need to use the Beltron rather than the piece of crap Super Mac. Let me edumacate. The Beltron is gimmicky. It's a quick test checker. The Super Mac checks for shorts, checks cutoff, has several rejuvenate options, will clear cathode shorts, will weld the cathode. The Super Mac is one hell of a tube checker compared to this. This is just quick and dirty. What's the condition of the CRT, which is not, it's not looking real hot, is it? Green and blue are a little on the tired side, which is odd because red is usually the one that's tired. So I wonder where they had these set. Green, red. Red was almost all the way up. Green was not nearly all the way up. Blue was not nearly all the way up. It's quite the opposite of what I'm seeing here. I crank the voltage up just a little bit, it wakes up, but it's a rejuvenator might wake it up, but I don't know if I want to go that route. This thing, call it cleaning. It has cleaning lights. With little to lose, let's just do it. Let's just see what happens. There we go. I heard the... Oh, we have some glowage. You know, it's a Zenith. What do you expect? Okay, I've sprayed this down, trying to clean this up. I also cleaned all those little nubs off with a paper towel. Alright, we got the VG91 on crosshatch channel 4, and we got it on crosshatch, so let's see if we can get that going over here. Well, that looks like there we go. Well, hello. Now, these are not the original knobs, and the fine-tuning knob is missing, so I wonder if I can turn this and bring that in. I don't even know if I'm on the right channel. Yeah, that's got to be it. Why am I not seeing window circle? The camera's totally blanking here. There we go. Well, why am I not seeing the other lines here? I'm not seeing the horizontal lines. Can kind of start to see them there, but that's not right. Alright, let me play with this for a minute. Come on, cut it out. There we go. Camera is blanking. I'm sorry about that. This tuner is jacked up. You know, these things, these little screws, the fine-tuning screws, are screwed down all the way in a lot of them. So I'm pulling them out and cleaning them up and backing them out.
Que nunca olvides que hoy puede cambiar tu vida. Por favor, abre tu corazón y que la experiencia de tantos más.
Okay, here's channel 6. KZNOP. LP, which I guess is low power. Why is this thing fading in and out like that? And it says Big Bear Lake, California down at the bottom. So there's channel 6, which is also in a lot of my radio, FM video radio. Why does it get blurry? It's fading in and out, like it gets blurry and then it's clear. Come on, cut it out. Now it's not doing it. There it goes. Look at this, the stupid rat gnawed the actually chewed the tube chart. Things are so destructive, man. But this is a Zenith, you know, it pretty much, every Zenith I've ever found, you pretty much just find a couple little problems with them and they start working well. When it comes to the capacitors and stuff on these, you know, just like if you've ever bought capacitors off of DigiKey, when you're looking at Nichicon or whatever, they have different grades of capacitors. So when they build these sets, the manufacturer has the choice of what parts to source from who and what quality parts as far as the longevity. And Zenith just seemed to buy the best, you know, at the time, probably close to the best parts they could source. The resistors don't drift, the capacitors don't go bad. So if we look under here, there's really very few parts. Like, look at this right here. What is this, a Sprague atom? You know, right there, made in USA. This right here is probably Sprague. You know, and the rest of these, they just didn't use a bunch. I guess this could fail, and these can fail. These white ones, those are kind of fail, but as far as the rest of this stuff, the Mylars, they don't really go bad. Zenith just sourced a better quality part. It's undeniable. You can't... I just wonder where the color demodulation is in this thing. Probably buried under that rat's nest. There's a couple things in here that are broken. I noticed the purity rings are just hanging free, and that's just because this little tab is probably plastic's gotten hard and brittle. This is kind of interesting. You can see this piece of silicone here. Originally, when these TVs were shipped, the tubes had silicone holding them in, I guess maybe so they wouldn't fall out, or you could tell if they were changed. Well, that one's been changed. It's a Sylvania, but I just thought that was interesting. A lot of the little black and whites, they still all have the original tubes in them. So what I want to do is I want to wait until it gets a little darker out here, and we'll run the DirecTV out to it, and we'll see if we can get a decent color picture on it. Yeah, I think I've spotted the color demodulation, and if you can see right there, there is a dip I see buried right there, and they've got it located away from all the different tubes, which is pretty interesting to get it away from the heat. And looking at the bottom, I'm thinking this thing here is a socket. Boy, Zenith really did some weird stuff. I would really like to have one of these that's all tube, that has the tube color demodulation and everything. I have a feeling this is a series string set. Let's see. Yeah, it sure is. 3HS8, 15MF8, 9M, and 8. You know what? I think Doug Harlan just found one of these. I'll have to go back and look.
And then in the pocket. But I'm actually making the choreography faster and more intricate. Boom, 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 boom. And then by the time you get to go for it and it's tap, I can dance fast, and now I'm hitting it. Once you get the chandelier living in the 8s, now slow the choreography down, and you have to live in the choreography a little longer. Moves, I love it.
And you may want to call now, because size also comes with
final round.
This is a really interesting problem.
With 22 Grand Slam singles
when you get blue, it spreads red.
Final today, Kerber beat Williams at the Australian
See that?
back in January, but Williams takes the first set 7-5, and she is pumped. Then on match point, Serena powers her way into the record books. Slam title number 22. Here's a relieved Serena after the match.
I've definitely had some sleepless nights, if I'm just honest, with a lot of stuff coming so close and, you know, feeling it and not being able to quite get there. But my goal is always to win at least a slam a year, so, you know, I was getting down to the pressure.
And there's more. Serena.
If I do this.
Venus also won the doubles championship. It is their 6th at the All-England Club and 14th Grand Slam doubles title overall.
This has been the NBC4 Sports Desk with Mario.
You can see that red below the blue.
Because I have a six-pack that I've never had before, and I feel awesome.
So pick up the phone and start dancing with Size and get all 6 easy-to-follow dance routines and all the additional tools you find.
Support you. Together.
Was number 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sexy is your voice? You said 6. Survey said 5. 5 5 was the number 1 answer with 55 points away. Name something you load. You said car. Survey said a gun. A gun was the number 1 answer. Name someone who blows a whistle. You said the coach. Survey said referee was number 1 with 21 points away. Tell me something that you see on a racehorse. You said, that's what you said? Stripes. Come on. Survey said jockey. Jockey and rider was number 1. $5 a point, $895. But hey, they're coming right back on Family Feud. I'm Steve Harvey. We'll see you next time, folks.
Thank you so much.
Did you say honey?
Hey, try some?
Mmm, that is tasty.
Thanks.
Is it real?
Of course. Are you?
Nope, animated. You know, I'm always...
You know, I wonder if that red smearing is a weak CRT. They do weird stuff like that when they get weak. They what do you call it? The cathodes, they saturate and distort and do weird stuff like that.
Huge news!
It's all thanks to our Bird's Eye Chef's favorite side dishes. Perfectly sauced or seasoned. What are you just...
I'm live tweeting.
Oh boy. Bird's Eye. So veggie good. There's no way to hide.
It looks good, but there's a problem where the blue bleeds into red. The convergence is off. Yes, I haven't done anything, but...
Your dog's safe all year long. Test dogs for infection prior to use. In rare cases, digestive and neurological side effects have been...
We're going to hydrocool it where we take all the hot air out.
Watch the gloves. Watch how the red smears.
Cold water on and bring the product down to refrigerated temperature within about 30 minutes. So right now we're packing some baby Shanghai bok choy. It's been washed after they dry it, and then we'll pack it into packages, various packages, depending on the customer and their needs. So here's one of our finished packs. This is our Jade branded baby Shanghai bok choy. It's our very new packaging. We got some cooking tips right on the front here, so consumers can pick it up, figure out an easy way to use it. We also have a full recipe on the back and a lot of nutritional highlights so people can get to know the product a little bit better. Oh, thank you. Every time I try to drop off produce in the morning, Tony's always trying to give me a beer.
So that that red smearing with the blue, that could easily be the weakness of the CRT. That's something color does when they get weak.
Vegetable, local, grow, so I always get the fresh vegetable from them.
When you see stuff grow, I come from a chef background too, so when you cook stuff, cook food, you learn to appreciate the food more, and you learn about where it comes from and how it's grown, and I think when you have that type of approach, food is a little bit more special. Okay, I make
the greens are not real vibrant either. They look better in the camera than they do to me. But overall, hey, it's not bad. It's still got the rat's nest in it. I just spent the last hour cleaning this, and I got it squeaky clean, but there's a lot of damage to the paint. But I don't know if I care about that. It's hardly a perfect TV. I'd like to just find some knobs for it and put it into service. Got this all cleaned up. Squeaky clean. Show you what I use. This is what I use to clean TVs. This is the best cleaner I've ever used. This is that crap that the usually the demented salesman brings to your door. you know, and they try and spray your carpet and pour motor oil on your carpet and clean it up. That's what this is, and this is the best cleaner I've ever used. It's like $30 for two full bottles, and you mix it down to 15 to 1. So what I'm going to do with this is I need to fix this where these the purity rings connect. I need to find some way to, maybe just a tie wrap to hold those on there. And then I need to clean the I need to clean this rat's nest out of here and do a convergence on it and put it into use. It's not going to get a whole lot of use, but I have a spot for it. I'd like to paint this almost, but I don't know what color it is. Is it silver? Is it gray? Is it a gray silver? Okay, here's the rat's nest here out of the Zenith. And I completely vacuumed and blew it all out, so it's all clean down in here now. And what I did for the purity magnet is I just put a tie wrap there to hold the purity rings on. So now what I'm going to do is I got this thing all clean and washed except the inside. I'm not going to touch the inside. It works. I'm not going to screw with it. I don't care if the tubes are clean and the chassis is shiny. I want it to work, so I'm not going to touch it. Okay, I don't know where I left off, but I got a decent set of knobs on the Zenith based on what I have. And, okay, and I'm going over and I'm doing a little bit of painting on it. I got this silver enamel, which is not exactly the same. This is like a dull greenish gray silver, but it's better than the black that it was. And I've also done the convergence. I did the purity and convergence. I got it pretty good, and I ended up just gluing the purity rings in place with a little silicone. So this should have a decent picture. The CRT is kind of weak, but this is polishing a turd. So we have polished the turd. Okay, it's all set up. And if you watch, you'll see the color bleeding there. Overall, it's really good though. Got to be really careful with this because they'll copyright this just based on the picture without the sound. They'll identify this and copyright tag it.
Back to school means back to germs, and every year kids miss 22 million.
So what I'm using here is I'm using an Apex set-top box, and these things are junk. This is the worst. This was one of those free FCC give me something to make me happy for 6 months until it blows up boxes. These things are absolute garbage. The capacitors swell up in them. There's always interference in the TV. But the trick with digital, and I still see people commenting and complaining about the pixelating with digital. The key to that is to have a good directional antenna. What causes the pixelation, or at least it seems to, is multipath. So if the signal's hitting a building behind you and bouncing back, there's a time delay, so you have signals coming in at different times. That, on an old analog set, that would equal ghosting. On digital, it just equals a higher data error rate and causes pixelation. I get, I would say 160 60 channels here in LA on the digital over the air, and I don't get pixelation on any of them at all. We could just start. We'll just go to channel 2, which is CBS.
Durability and microinverter technology that maximizes power production at each panel. The SunPower Equinox.
Dillinger, the Mad Bomber, and the Boston Strangler all rolled into one. That's how bad they want them.
So channel 2.2 is 4:3. You can see it fills the full screen. So if I go down to channel, this is the high def KCBS. You can see that it's widescreen. It's cropped. So they're only running a high def and a low def on this. Think. So that's high def, widescreen. Wow, 4.2 is widescreen too. 5.1.
We can stop the DMV from automatic.
5.2 antenna TV. This is like old shows. You can see it's 4:3.
I have managed to live my entire life in a small Brownsville Tech, our first home
5.3.
Y habrá perdido libras y pulgadas en apenas.
A whole lot of history.
There are a lot of channels on this thing.
Chef Nikki then
And yeah, I need to adjust the buzz control.
avocado and tops them with hot peppers.
Actually, this is typical when you get these type of boxes for these old sets to buzz.
David decided to keep it in the family. Was this like always in your plan?
No, I don't think it was. You know, I didn't ever think about joining the business.
Anyway, it works very, very, very nice. Look at this. Channel 8 has...
Sizes and grades of GIA diamonds guaranteed the lowest.
Channel 8 has 6 sub-channels in one carrier.
For the very best in service, selection, and savings. This week, ribeye steak is just $5.77 a pound. California-grown Moonlight Sweet Yellow Peaches or White Nectarines are only 99 cents a pound. Get red seedless grapes, also only 99 cents a pound. And stock up on Stater Brothers water in the 24-pack, now just $1.99. Stater Brothers, where you always get...
This set has a very nice CRT, a very fine dot pitch. Very good color picture. Nothing, even with a weak CRT, nothing like a Portacolor. It's like looking at TV through screen wire, really bad. But anyway, there you go. No pixelation, Zenith, whatever the model number was.